Hello, everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
We are so excited to just give you a wonderful well wishes for the holidays, regardless of what you're celebrating, or if you're not celebrating any holiday at all and you're just having a little time off this time of year. We just wanted to, first of all, say thank you so much for being a part of our life, and want to say we're grateful for you.
Absolutely. And can you believe it? 2020.
I know.
Oh
A new decade.
Yeah. And, this time of year, a lot of us get to thinking about what we did last year and what we're planning for the following year for 2020. We often set career goals, financial goals, maybe even relationship goals. But we often forget to set spiritual goals for ourselves. So we want to encourage you to think about what are your spiritual goals for 2020.
And before that, we just want to also say that we've been, we went through a lot of changes this year in our company. We changed brands. We have a lot more changes coming in 2020, some exciting new programs. But we want to thank you all. Those of you who are new to us, welcome. Maybe you didn't notice the changes, but those of you who stayed with us for years, I see some people that I know have been following us for a very long time. And we want to know that we notice you, we appreciate you, and we're so glad that you're still listening to the work and participating in this wonderful process of becoming your true self and going deeper within yourself. So let's start with, how do we set spiritual goals? Because we all know, let me make it a certain amount of money, let me find a partner. Those are really good ego goals. But how do we create goals that are really have a higher nature?
Yeah. A lot of the same principles apply. You want to write them down. You want to focus on them. You want to create goals that are meaningful for you, obviously. And you want to kind of set yourself specific tasks that are moving you, and that you will know that these when you complete these tasks, you're moving towards completion of those goals. So here are three principles that really help us when we're thinking about our spiritual goals: gratitude, purpose, and faith. And you can use these as guidelines, basically. So what is gratitude?
Gratitude is really, for me, it's like that kind of higher understanding, that accepting everything and appreciating life, and being in that state of no regrets, and really focusing on really what you do have and all the possibilities that you can have. And when we're in gratitude, it's a very abundant mindset. We're feeling like there's an abundance of possibilities when we're in gratitude. So it kind of shifts your energy, and that's why it's so important.
Yeah, it is the state of grace, right? The word comes from that idea of grace, that everything is given to us. We're born into this incredible life, into this world, and everything's provided for us. And when you live with that mindset of gratitude, you appreciate everything, even the small things, and therefore you're happier. You see more opportunities in your life. And the good news is this: if you don't have that right now, or you feel like, well, I haven't really focused on gratitude, you can cultivate it. And that's what we mean by setting spiritual goals through these principles, is that you can say, one of my goals for 2020 is to cultivate that sense of gratitude in everything I do.
The next one is purpose. Now, purpose, we always say, well, I want to live my purpose, and they think my purpose is a career. It can be expressed in a career, but it's actually not a career. A purpose is, you're either serving the purpose of the ego, which is, I'm going to, make sure I'm safe and survive, or you're serving a higher purpose, which is your higher self. And the higher self, I would make it very simple, is a desire to grow, a desire to understand yourself. And whatever you do in the material world, if you hold the purpose as growth, you'll never fail. You'll never feel like you're failing. It's a goal you'll always reach, because you can learn from everything. So we want to push away that need to survive to a purpose. Like there's a higher purpose here, that even the obstacles that are showing up in my life are leading me to a better understanding of myself. And that's really the goal. That's really the purpose of our life, is to know who we are. And I always say, know what we're made of and what's possible for us.
Absolutely.
How do you see purpose?
Yeah, purpose, especially the higher purpose. Like you say, it's not about the career or the job we do. Obviously, that plays in because we want to manifest the purpose in the material way, in the everyday sense. But the purpose comes from within, right? We have to kind of seek it out and find it in ourselves through that wrestling with the question of who am I? What am I made of, like you say? And finding the answers for yourself is so important. Once you do get a sense of who you are, then that's your purpose to express that. It's so simple, really, once you get it, that your purpose, above all, is to be true to yourself. To thine own self be true, like the philosopher said, right? And that's a higher purpose right there.
And then the last one is faith. And we all have faith in something. So a lot of people say, I don't have any faith, I don't trust. We're either having faith in the senses, what the senses show us in our current reality, or faith in that we're going to fail, or faith that we're going to be alone forever, or we have faith in our vision, which is something that we haven't created yet in the physical world, but we have a vision. And so faith, when we have the right kind of faith, we can get the things we want. But when we have faith in, this is just how it is, nothing's going to change, we stop taking action. We stop really going for our earthly goals because we don't have the faith. So the faith I see as a beacon. It's a light that shines up, through the delusion of the material world and our physical senses, and sees who we really are and we're true potential. We have this amazing consciousness that we're a part of, that's beyond the surface, that is able to create what we want. But what typically we do is we create what we fear, and we have faith in that, versus what we desire, or we feel like we don't deserve it, or we don't feel like it's possible. So faith is that idea of having, beyond the evidence of the senses, believing that something is possible.
Yeah, the great Swami Vivekananda said, you can't even have faith in God if you don't have faith in yourself. You have to start by affirming your purpose, like we were talking about the purpose, right? And in that grace and that gratitude, you express that faith and you cultivate it. Faith is something, if you think about trust, you have to trust that life has got your back, that the universe is going to kind of respond to your actions, to your dreams, to your aspirations. And you can cultivate that sense of faith through higher knowledge. You have to set the intention that you're going to acquire this higher knowledge somehow. You might not know exactly how you're going to do it, but once you set the intention, that becomes part of your goal in life, to cultivate that faith, that trust in the universe, in yourself, in like you said, the unseen things that we know are moving the universe and creating all this incredible life.
One of the things that I've been experiencing, and I want to share, is, we have made a lot of changes in our company and where we're going. And there are some things like, oh, I regret doing that, or I regret doing this. And I want you to just remember that Bob reminded me, don't regret anything. It's not that everything happens for a reason, but when you regret something, or you make a mistake, or you, feel like you could have done it better, and you're judging yourself and criticizing yourself. I mean, we're all so hard on ourselves. I'm very hard on myself. And that doesn't help anything. All it does is kind of give energy to the things you don't want. And you're just, looking in the past, trying to fix it and beating yourself up. There's no value in that at all, except to notice when you're doing it. And we can't create something new if we're pushing away what we don't want. So it's like if half the energy is pushing it away and the other half the energy is going toward it, you're kind of in limbo. You don't really get anywhere. So those of you who feel like you're in limbo, I want you to ask yourself, what are you pushing away? What are you hard on yourself about in the past? What are you regretting this year? And I want you to be kind and compassionate to yourself, especially when we're around our family around the holidays and they say, so have you met anyone special in your life? Do you have any special one? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have babies? How's that business going? Or what are you going to do with your life? How's your job? And you're like kind of like feeling it inside of, God, I wish I could do better. And we all wish we could do better. It's a normal function. But we just don't want to make it so hard on ourselves that it inhibits our heart, our love of life. And we get so hard on ourselves that we lose that motivation to make changes. And so for those of you who feel like, God, I wish I would have done better this year. And it's another decade. And the things I wanted haven't been accomplished yet. I know I talk to a lot of single people and they're always saying, God, when am I going to meet that person? And they're really hard on themselves. And I want you to just please be compassionate to yourself, because being hard on yourself isn't going to make that person come any faster. And really trust, like with the 3 principles, have gratitude for what you have, make that goal of love or whatever you need a higher purpose. And then, of course, the faith. Don't have faith in the evidence of the senses. Don't say, well, I'm getting the same result all the time. Not going to change. Have that, stretch your mind a little bit, focus it and have a little more discipline to hold the vision of something better for you coming this next year. Do you have anything to add to that?
Awesome. Just that if you consider these 3 principles and working in conjunction, now you have gratitude, purpose, and faith all together. That's a powerful combination. So definitely set yourself those financial goals, those relationship goals for yourself for 2020. But keep in mind that above all, set some spiritual goals for yourself.
And remember that how powerful you are, and really dig deep and get to that place that there's a part of you that knows and trusts and hears what we say and believes it. It's like expanding that part of your mind, that divine intellect, the spark of insight and intuition that's in you. Allow that to come forth and trust in the higher principle, and you're going to have a great decade coming into 2020.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. And we are so excited to continue the journey with you. So have a great, wonderful rest of your day and holiday season.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.